Welcome to the second edition of Bragging Rights Breakdown. A little bit better results on the polls this time. I had 4-1 for the video, so I'm going to go ahead and continue with the video for now. All right, I'm going to add a little bit of new section here, a couple of new sections actually. First one being, let's do a little NFL recap, what's happening in the NFL this week, all right? So first of all, the shootout in New Orleans, holy shit, what the hell's going on there? Giants and Saints, massive points, 101 combined total. Upset wins for the Bucks and the Raiders. Raiders just seem to be impressing everywhere. Derek Carr, 4 touchdowns. Great job over there. Broncos offense finally got started, both on the running game and Peyton Manning looking a lot more like himself. Maybe he's back. Who knows? We'll see this week, right? All right, first time in NFL history, 4 teams are 7-0. This is kind of a big deal, especially considering the matchups this week. Most of them will probably make it on to 8-0, with the exception of maybe the Panthers against Green Bay. That's going to be a difficult matchup. Titans next to drop their head coach. They dropped their head coach this week, Kenny Wisenhunt. On top of that, the Colts fired their offensive coordinator. Trade news, Vernon Davis goes to the Broncos. The 49ers let him go. It's going to be a big pickup for us. And just today, actually, the Lions fired the GM and president of their team. So big news there on their bye week. We'll see what happens over in Lions. Maybe they can pick something up. All right, that's it for the big news this week. I'm going to try and do that every week. All right, let's take care of our weekly awards. Juggernaut, fire-breathing rubber duckies again with 127.1 points. Kingslayer, 2 games were close to being upsets, but unfortunately neither one could swing it. Going into the upset, Foley was projected to lose by 7.8, but won by 4.5. Fuck you. Going into the Lombardi, we have, if you had Breeze or Eli this weekend, you had a great game. But unfortunately, Breeze barely outdid Eli in the big game. Tony and Folks had both of them on their team, but sat both of them. Seriously? Folks still did get the Lombardi trophy this week, though, thanks to Odell Beckham Jr. hitting 31 points. Tough luck. This one's usually reserved for the high scores, second or third scorer going against the toughest, but this week got to go with somebody who shouldn't have won but got lucky in his matchup. Foley got the second lowest score, only to go against myself. Fuck me. Happens though, all right? Teabag, balls deep, faced the monster Mike Folks and lost by 42.9 points. Bonehead Tony, 81.6 points left on the bench. What the hell, man? Failed profit award. Yeah, I won something. Not really good thing. I was under my projected by 20.4 points. Space Cadet, Tony, not his first appearance. Me with John Brown. Seriously, who makes a starting receiver active and doesn't play them? That one was tough. Moving on to game of the week, Cowboys and Baller on a budget decided by 0.2 points. Wow, that's a rough loss there, Luke. Shout out to Rob, who just needed one more field goal to win on Monday, and myself as well, who was just one touchdown pass from Cam Newton away from getting the win. Just didn't swing. When I asked for predictions this week, Foley went ahead and gave me some of his own awards. So he wants to award the midseason MVP to Balla on a Budget, who has gone 7-1, and midseason jabroni over to Infinite Loop. Tony, you're just fucking up everywhere, man. I hope you pick it back up. All right, per request on the recap this week, we got less stats, more recaps, all right? Chris threw his hand in the ring this week for predictions, so we have myself, Brian, and Mike, as well as Chris, all right? Me, Brian, and Folks matched every single pick this week, so everything I say is what happened, with the exception of Chris, who did change one. Got a late submission in. The 3 of us went 3-2. Chris went 4-1, getting my game correct. All right. So Project Badass at Reign of Wayne. Chris got it right. I picked Bunt over Lewis. Big fuck up. John Brown active but benched. What the hell? Tucker and Julio for Foley both went 20 points plus. Close game on Monday. Just needed one more touchdown from Cam Newton, but no dice. Final score after overtime is 83 to 78.5. A tight spot. I'm now in a tight spot to save my season, so we'll see what I can do. Underdogs at Infinite Loop. All of us got that one right. Tony had bad starts again. Breeze on Tony's bench, but Brady is his starter, to give him credit. 3 20-plus scores for Tony. All but 3 double-digit scores for Chris. giving 117.5 to 91 final score. Chris gets his second win of the season and got his team started. Hopefully, he can keep the momentum up. Teenage Mutant Ninja Bortles at Beats by Ray. All of us got this one right. Almost an upset thanks to Gano on Monday. Ben Watson for 20.7 points for Rob, his big score. Not bad considering 6 bye-week players for him. Only big producers for Nate were Matt Ryan and Julian Edelman. Unfortunately, he pulled it out 98.2 to 96.9, and Nate seems to be fading off slowly here, not putting up as massive numbers as he did before. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. Cowboys at Bala on a budget. All of us got this one wrong. Extremely close game. Decided by 2 yards is really what this came down to. Luke no doubt blames Dalton and Chris Johnson, who didn't put up their standard good numbers this week. No one over 17 points for Luke. It's got to hurt, especially when you lose by 0.2 points. Excuse me. The man-child Gurley came up big again for Brian. The game decided by shaky 2.2 points by Sanders. Bad performance by Sanders, but it was just barely enough to get him up and over Luke. This was on Sunday night. 95.3 to 95.5 final score. But Luke is starting to look like a contender. He started off rough, but it's coming in. Fire-breathing rubber duckies at Balls Deep. All of us got this one right. This was the biggest blowout. Mike's team led by Palmer and Beckham Jr. Chris couldn't win this even with his bench. He had a lot of bye-week players, but his bench points were really, really low, so there's nothing he could do to win this one. Only 2 double-digit producers for Chris. 127.1 to 84.2. Maybe the biggest blowout this season. Probably not, but it's getting there. Mike may be the strongest player in the league now. Pay attention to that. Fire-breathing rubber duckies putting up well over 100-point games in the last 3 weeks and been on a real hot streak since his week 2 and 3 struggles. All right, this week for the predictions, we have 5 analysts. Foley is throwing his hand in the ring, as I said earlier, up in the awards section, all right? So that's including myself, of course. Starting off, Reign of Wayne at Bala on a budget. Week 1 rematch. Brian seems to be getting lucky in some of his matchups. I haven't been producing. I have the early predictions, but he has the matchups. Frankly, I'm just tired of guessing myself and getting it wrong, so I've got to go with Bala on a budget. Folks matched my prediction. Foley, Brian, and Chris all went with me. I hope you're right, but frankly, I can't guess for myself anymore. I'm going to take a play out of Brian's book here. Infinite Loop at Teenage Mutant Ninja Bortles. Tony seems to always show up as Space Cadet or Bonehead with a lot of bench starters or a lot of 0-point starters. A lot of injured players for Tony's. I think he's got 5 injured players this week. Nate's cooled off, but he's still consistent. He's not getting those big 100-plus point games, but he's still just barely under 100. It's going to be a rough one for Tony to win. Nate has early projections and matchups. Pending Tony actually starting his players this week, I got to go with Teenage Mutant Ninja Bortles on this. Brian and Chris matched me as well. Foley and Folks went for Tony. I know Folks had said that was really dependent on Tony getting his shit together, so we'll see what happens there. Underdogs at Cowboys, Week 5 rematch. Both teams on the upside. Chris now has the power to drive and win as much as Luke. 5 buys and an injury for Chris. Luke has early points and matchups. This one's really swaying towards Luke, and I went that way. I got to stick with the Cowboys on this one. Strangely enough, everybody else went for the underdogs. I don't know if that's I don't know what's going on there. To me, that seemed more like an upset than what's going on, but I guess it could happen very easily. Balls Deep at Beats by Ray. Both inconsistent and losing records. Week 1 rematch. Rob has the early projections. Chris has the 4 people on bye, but he does have the matchups. This one's just a rough one all around. We got to go. Me, Foley, and Chris all went with Rob and Beats by Ray. Brian and Folks went with Balls Deep. We'll see what happens here. This game doesn't excite me that much this week. Fire-breathing rubber duckies at Project Badass. Mike on Mike, round 2. Here we go. Week 5 rematch. Mike Folks is on a hot streak and is the player to beat right now, in my opinion. Foley has 4 players on his injury list. That's going to cause some issues. Folks has 4 on bye week, though, so it could go either way. Early projections for Foley. Matchups for Folks. Me, Brian, Folks, and Chris went for fire-breathing rubber duckies. Foley went for himself. I don't know if that's a homer pick. We'll see what happens there. I would be impressed and frankly happy if he did win, only because it keeps some of our higher people up, down lower. On the other side, Foley is in my division, so I hope you do lose, bud. That's all I got for this week. All right, let me know what you thought. Let me know about the new sections, if you like those or not. As we continue, I'm going to keep building. Again, I will do a little bit better editing as we go. Thank you for watching again. And the Thursday night game's about to start. By the way, I feel like Thursday is about where I'm going to be doing these from now on, only because the weeks have been getting busier and busier at work. All right. So that being said, I'll catch you downfield next week, and that's Bragging Rights Breakdown.